Episode 42. After several rounds of negotiation between the Seven Mysteries sect and the Wild Wolf Gang, a border location called Falling Sand Slope was mutually agreed upon as the site for the talks. As for the participants in the negotiations, the Wild Wolf Gang insisted, quite forcefully, that a leader from each side must attend to demonstrate mutual sincerity. Of course, the real top brass would never put themselves in harm's way. The Seven Mysteries sect would, at most, send a deputy sect master, and the other side would send a deputy gang leader of equivalent rank to maintain appearances, so this condition wasn't a problem. Thus, both sides agreed on a specific date for the negotiations. On that day, each would send a contingent of over 100 men to attend the meeting. Li Feiyu volunteered to join the group as well.
Han Li, are you going to the negotiations?
No.
You're no fun at all. The Seven Mysteries sect has made extremely meticulous arrangements for the negotiation team and our backup plans. Not only is the delegation led by Vice Sect Master Wu, our second strongest expert, but the nearly 100 members within the team are all first-rate masters from the sect. Most of them are core personnel like Dharma protectors and honorary elders. And we have several elders and hall masters among the high ranks providing backup. With a force of this many experts, even if the Wild Wolf Gang threw their entire elite roster at us, they wouldn't be able to stop us.
That may be true, but what if the Wild Wolf Gang has more sinister ambitions?
That's fine. If anything seems off, we can fight our way out and retreat to our own territory. Several squads of elite Bloodblade Hall disciples are stationed there to provide support and ensure our safe extraction. Besides, I'm not long for this world anyway. The more dangerous the place, the more interesting it is. It'd be a shame to miss out.
And so, the contingent that comprised nearly half of the Seven Mysteries sect's elite forces finally set out from the mountain as the day of the negotiations drew near. This round trip of theirs will take at least half a month. That's a pretty long stretch of time. But Han Li wasn't particularly concerned. Whether the peace talks succeeded or failed, it was all the same to him. He was about to leave this place and venture out into the wider world. What did the rise and fall of the Seven Mysteries sect have to do with him? So, in the days after the negotiation team departed, he remained unhurried, continuing to nurture the medicinal herbs he needed, and starting to collect seeds of some rare plants for future use.
Once the negotiation team returns to the mountain, I will formally take my leave from the sect masters. If the higher-ups are foolish enough to try and stop me, I won't hesitate to show them my true power. That should put an end to their ambitions. Honestly, slipping away without a trace would be the easiest. But I'm worried that if they can't find me, they'll go after my family. So it's necessary to formally resign to the higher-ups and show them a display of strength along the way to keep them in check. As for an excuse to leave, I'll just say I miss Dr. Mo and am going to find my master. With my absolute strength as a backstop, why should I fear what anyone else might think?
But Han Li never could have anticipated that on the fourth night after the negotiation team's departure, a figure, tattered, dust-covered, and wild-haired, suddenly burst into his room. The man stared at him with bloodshot eyes, his lips cracked and peeling, and rasped out a single sentence.
The negotiation team, they're gone. We're all dead. The protectors, the elders, almost everyone is dead.
Han Li was stunned by this news. Before he could even ask, a sharp alarm whistle suddenly shrieked from somewhere on the mountain. A dull, rhythmic clatter of wooden clappers followed, and then a chaotic chorus of every conceivable warning signal erupted all at once.
Then a deafening roar of battle cries erupted, punctuated by the unmistakable clang of clashing steel.
In that instant, the entire Haisha mountain seemed to transform into a vast, bloody battlefield. Han Li's expression changed. Without waiting to hear another word, he blurred into motion and was already outside. He scanned his surroundings, spotted the tallest building, gave a light stomp, and was on its roof in an instant, gazing out toward the valley's edge.
His expression was grim, his face dark. Not far off, the sky was lit by raging flames. Figures moved in the chaos, the flash of blades and swords flickering endlessly. Everywhere the sounds of battle, alarms, and furious shouts filled the air.
Li Feiyu? Is it the Wild Wolf Gang?
Yes. I never imagined they'd planned it so meticulously. They nearly wiped out our entire negotiation team, then hunted down the survivors and stormed the mountain. But how did they break through the outer sentry posts on the mountain? We specifically told the guards along the way to be on high alert when we fled back to the mountain.
That's nothing strange. The Wild Wolf Gang's large-scale assault this time was clearly planned long in advance. Planting a few peripheral spies would have been child's play. With those traitors leading the way, it's no surprise the outposts were taken out without a sound. However, it's impossible for the Wild Wolf Gang to take all our branch halls so easily. My guess is they plan to surround the peaks where each branch hall is located, but not attack them directly. Instead, they'll concentrate their other elite forces to focus their assault on Sunset Peak, where the main hall is. As long as we capture or kill the sect's core leadership, the remaining branch halls will collapse on their own.
So what do we do now? Are we heading to Sunset Peak?
You still haven't told me how a negotiation team with so many experts could have been completely wiped out. Logically speaking, the Wild Wolf Gang absolutely shouldn't possess that level of capability.
They deployed a large number of repeating crossbows, and they were all reinforced military-grade models.
Military repeating crossbows?
That's right. We'd been traveling for 3 days since leaving the mountain, and we were crossing a stretch of grassland. We were still within our own territory, so everyone was pretty relaxed. At that very moment, countless Wild Wolf Gang members erupted from the ground all around us, each armed with a heavy crossbow, and a sky-darkening volley of bolts came raining down. The crossbow bolts were merciless. Many disciples with weaker martial skills died instantly in the hail of arrows. Only a handful of people, those with exceptional martial skill or sheer dumb luck, managed to survive that onslaught unscathed. But we all got hurt. I was one of the lucky ones. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it back.
As Li Feiyu spoke, a lingering fear was evident in his eyes, a flicker of dread he couldn't quite suppress.
It seems that terrifying scene of the volley of crossbow bolts left a deep impression on him.
The rest of us, to have any chance of survival, decided to split up and make our own break for it. I just got lucky, really, managed to fight my way out. But when I was rushing back, I discovered that all the outposts along the way, which should have been ours, had been wiped out. They'd been replaced by Wild Wolf Gang men lying in wait, just waiting for stragglers like us to walk right into their trap. After falling for their traps once or twice, I didn't dare seek help from any of the other outposts again. I needed to know what was happening, so I ambushed one of the Wild Wolf Gang's blue enforcers. He told me that Sect Master Wu and several elders were surrounded and killed by their many experts. Only a handful managed to escape. Once I knew, I didn't dare waste another second. I raced for the mountains. On the way, I ran into the other 2 elders. We fled together for a full day and night before we finally made it back to the mountains. As soon as we got back, those 2 elders went straight to Sunset Peak to inform Sect Master Wang that the entire negotiation team was wiped out. I made up an excuse about needing to heal my wounds and came straight here in secret. We need to figure out what to do next. Sect Master Wu and the others all died in the ambush. Only a few of us managed to escape and make it back, people whose status is neither high nor low. To shirk responsibility, who knows if the higher-ups will just vent all their fury on us and make us the scapegoats. But the Wild Wolf Gang is already at our gates. What are we supposed to do now?
Li Feiyu had rattled off this whole speech in one breath, and his expression shifted again. Han Li frowned after hearing this, tilting his head in thought.
The sounds of battle on the mountain grew even more intense, punctuated now and then by the shrill, desperate cries of the dying. A chilling sound to hear.
Do you still have any subordinates on the mountain right now?
Yes, I have over 20 men. They're stationed in several houses near Elder Li's residence.
Good. We'll head to Elder Li's residence first, gather with my men, then meet up with Miss Jiang Shur and Elder Li. As for our next move, we'll decide once we have a clearer picture of the situation.
All right, I'll follow your lead. With everything so chaotic outside, I wonder how Shuer is doing.
Han Li shot a glance at Li Feiyu. He really couldn't figure out what was going on in that guy's head. On one hand, he's incredibly tense and concerned about Zhang Shuer. On the other, knowing full well his days are numbered, he insists on marrying her. Is he deliberately setting her up for widowhood?
What a contradictory fellow.
Ignoring Li Feiyu, Han Li leaped down from the roof. Li Feiyu followed right after.
I'll go pack my things, then we'll leave immediately.
All right. You need to hurry. I'm really worried about Shuer's safety.
Han Li had no words for that. The other party kept calling her Shuer in that sickeningly sweet way, which filled Han Li with a mix of contempt and envy. Han Li went back into his room and began to efficiently pack a few essential items.